Good day, children. Today again we'll review the lesson Deep Waters, and again we'll divide the lesson into two parts. So first part we'll do regarding his childhood difficulties and the problem and the incident that took place when he was small. So we'll read from here. It had happened when I was 10 or 11 years old. So when the writer, means Douglas, he was 10 or 11 years old, he decided to learn. And there was a pool at the YMCA, and so he thought that this is the exact opportunity to join YMCA swimming pool and learn swimming. The Yakima River was treacherous, and the place where they were living, there the river Yakima used to flow. So it was very dangerous, and mother, every time she used to tell him, don't go in that river because many people got drowned in the river, and YMCA pool is safe. And it was only 2 or 3 deep at the shallow end, and it was 9 feet deep at the other end. And the drop was gradual. It was not slanting, it was gradual. I got a pair of water wings and went to the pool. So he bought water wings and he went to the pool. I hated to walk, and he didn't like to walk naked into it to show his skinny legs. So he didn't want to go inside water without clothes, and he felt very shy because he was lean and thin. But I subdued my pride in him. But he had to remove his clothes and go into water. From the beginning, I had an aversion to water when I was in it. So since very beginning, when he went into the water, he was reluctant to go inside. He was very much afraid of it. This started when I was 3 or 4 years old, and it happened so because when he was 3 or 4 years old, his father took him to the beach at California, and there they were standing, both of them, they were standing, and Douglas was holding his father, and the waves knocked him down and he was swept. And he got buried in water, as you must have experienced if you have gone to the sea beach. And his breath seemed to have gone. And from then he was very much afraid. But father, he laughed at him and never tried to save him. My introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories. So when he went to the YMCA swimming pool, the same memories of California, they revived, and the childish fear, it revived, it again came in. But in a little while, I gathered confidence. But after a few minutes, he got confidence, and he paddled with my new water wings, and he started paddling using the water wings, and watched the other boys also trying to learn by aping him. They were trying to imitate him. I did this 2 or 3 times on different days and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. And for 2-3 days he did this, and he was feeling quite comfortable in water, but the misadventure took place. And what was it? I went to the pool when no one else was there. The place was quiet. The water was still, and the tiled bottom was as white and clean as a bathtub. I was timid about going in alone, so I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. So he said, when he went to the YMCA swimming pool, nobody was there, everything was quiet. So he sat down beside the pool. He did not want to go alone inside the pool because he was afraid that he might get drowned. So he was waiting for the other children. I had not been there long when in came a big cruiser of a boy, probably 18 years old. So 18 years old boy came over there. He had thick hair on his chest. He was quite hairy, so hair were there full on the chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen with legs and arms that showed ribble muscles. And he was quite a masculine man, means he had great muscles with him, means in his legs and in his hands. He yelled, "Hi Skinny, how do you like to be ducked?" So he just called out to him Skinny because he was lean and thin, and he said, how would you like if I put you inside water? With that he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end, and saying so he picked him up and threw him in water. I landed in a sitting position. The position in which he was sitting, he started going down, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. I was frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. So he started going down. He was quite afraid, but he was determined. He made up his mind while going down that when my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it, and paddle to the edge of the pool. And then what he would do, he would take a big jump, come up, and then he will start floating, paddling on the flat water, means on the surface, and then he'll come to the edge of the pool. It seemed a long way down, and while he was going down, it seemed to him as it was taking years to go down there. Those 9 feet were more than 90, and those 9 feet, it seemed that it was 90 feet deep. And before I touched bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. And by the time he reached the bottom of the swimming pool, his lungs were full, and he was thinking that now they are going to burst. But when my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength and made what I thought was a great spring upwards. And when his feet, they touched the bottom, he tried to take a big jump with all his strength and thought he could spring upwards and come straight on the surface like a cork. You know what is a cork? The cork that floats on water. Instead, I came up slowly. So he did not come up all of a sudden up, but he came up slowly. I opened my eyes and saw nothing. And when he opened his eyes, he was inside water only, and he could not see anything but only water. And that was dirty yellow tinge it too. And the water seemed to be yellow because his eyes, his stomach, his lungs, they were all seemed to filled with water. I grew panicky. He was very much afraid. I reached up as if to grab the rope, and my hands clutched only at water. And in the water, it seemed to him that there was a rope, and he tried to catch it, but nothing was there, only water was there, and he was getting suffocated because the air pipe was also getting filled up with water. I tried to yell, but no sound came up. He tried to shout loudly, but no sound came up. Then my eyes and nose came out of water, but not my mouth. Then for the little while, the nose and eyes, they were out in water, but the mouth could not come up. I flailed at the surface of water, swallowed and choked. And when he came to the surface, he swallowed water and he was choked also. I tried to bring my legs up, but they hung as dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. And he tried to move his legs in water so that he can swim, but they were like paralyzed and rigid. They were rigid, they were not moving. A great force was pulling me under, and something was pulling him under. The gravitational pull of the earth was trying to pull him down. I screamed. He tried to cry loudly, but only the water hurt me. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool. So again he started getting down, drowned in the water, he was getting down again to the bottom. I struck at the water as I went down, spending my strength as one on the in a nightmare fights as irresistible force. And he was going down, down, down the second time, and again when his legs touched the bottom, he made a big jump, but nothing happened. Then for the third time, again he went down, and now he thought that now my end has come, and his body was becoming light, as if he was going to die then and there. And then a terror touched him. He was very much terrified. And then he said, now no more moving up, no more taking jump, now I'm going to die. And a great charge of electricity, it tried to shook him. He started trembling with fear, and his arms were also not moving, the legs were also not moving. He tried to call for help, but nobody could be. His voice did not come out. Nobody was there to save him. And then strangely, there was light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. Then it seemed to him as the light is there and he's coming out. At least my nose was almost out too. His eyes and nose again came out. And then he relaxed. Now he thought, now no more to sleep. Now no more to jump. Let me go to sleep. No need to jump. He tried to jump. He got gently, came up, and he started floating in the space, and his tender arms around him, as if the mother had taken him in his arms. It seemed like him, and he said to himself that now I must go to sleep. Means he was just going to die. And then what happened? The next I remember, I was lying on my stomach, and after that he was unconscious. He did not know what happened, and when he came to his consciousness, when he regained his consciousness, he found that he was lying on the side of the pool and the stomach, and he was vomiting water, and the chap who had thrown him, the boy who had thrown him in water, he was saying, but I was only fooling, I was just joking. Someone said the kid nearly died, and the other person said that the child nearly died. Be alright now. Now he's alright. Let's carry him to the locker room. And then they said, let's carry him to the locker room. After several hours, I walked home. I was weak and trembling. And after many hours, he rested over there. They didn't take him to the hospital, but he was taken inside the locker room. He rested over there, and then he got up. He was feeling weak. He was trembling. He was shaking. He was crying. And when I lay on my bed, then when on the bed he was lying, again he felt afraid. He started shaking and crying. I couldn't eat that night. That night he did not eat anything. For days a haunting fear was in my heart. And for many days there was a fear that he was going to get drowned or die. The slightest exertion upset me, making me wobbly in the knees and sick to my stomach. And whenever he was working or whenever he was playing, he got exerted, he exerted his body, and it seemed to him that his knees were not having any strength, and his stomach was feeling sick, as if he was trying to vomit. I had never been back to the pool. I feared water. I avoided it whenever I could. So this is the first part that we are going to read today, and tomorrow, means in the next lesson, we'll do the part 2. And children, I want you all to hold the book in your hands when the explanation is going on, so that you may understand the lesson better. And very soon I will be giving you the notes of this. Alright.